September arrived with a jolt this year, catching many of us off guard. The calendar may have promised a gentle slide into autumn, but the weather had other plans. As the first days of the month unfolded, there was a sense of anticipation in the air. Would summer linger, or would autumn make an early entrance? Just weeks ago, we were soaking up the last rays of summer, basking in golden sunlight and savoring every warm afternoon. Parks were filled with laughter, beaches were dotted with families, and the world seemed to glow with the easy comfort of late summer. It felt as though the season might stretch on forever, with barbecues, picnics, and ice cream cones marking the days. But then, almost without warning, a sharp chill swept in overnight. The skies darkened, clouds gathered, and the temperature plummeted. It was as if someone had flipped a switch, turning off summer and ushering in a brisk, biting wind that made us reach for layers we hadn't seen in months. Across the US and Europe, people woke up to air that felt more like October than early September. The familiar morning routines were suddenly interrupted by the need to dig out scarves and jumpers, and the sight of neighbors bundled up against the unexpected cold became a common one. Social media quickly filled with photos of jumpers and thick socks as everyone scrambled to adjust. Hashtags like #sweaterweather and #autumnvibes trended overnight, with people sharing their surprise and swapping tips for staying warm. Suddenly, cozy became the new cool, and everyone was eager to show off their autumn essentials. The shift was dramatic. Gone were the scents of summer, replaced by the earthy promise of autumn. The air felt crisper, carrying hints of wood smoke and damp leaves. Even the colors around us began to change, as green faded into gold and red, and the landscape took on a new, richer palette. Instead of a gentle transition, it felt like we'd skipped straight to the cold. People found themselves hastily swapping out shorts for jeans and sandals for boots. The suddenness of it all left many shaking their heads, wondering where the warmth had gone. Light jackets weren't enough, and thoughts of turning on the heating crept in much earlier than usual. Mornings became a test of willpower. Should we give in and turn up the thermostat, or try to tough it out a little longer? Hot drinks became a daily ritual, as mugs of tea and coffee warmed chilly hands. Mother Nature certainly kept us guessing, serving up a cold snap that had everyone talking. Conversations at cafes and on street corners turned to the weather, with friends comparing notes on just how quickly things had changed. News outlets reported on the unusual chill, and meteorologists explained the sudden shift in patterns. This September's surprise has left us all reaching for an extra blanket. Bedrooms transformed into cozy retreats, with thick duvets and soft throws making a comeback. The simple comfort of warmth became a small luxury, reminding us how quickly the seasons can turn. The seasons, it seems, are full of surprises. As we watch the world change around us, we're reminded that nature has its own schedule, one that keeps us on our toes and makes every new season feel like an adventure waiting to unfold. This September chill isn't just local. It's a transatlantic event, stretching from the windswept coasts of Europe all the way to the bustling cities of North America. What we're experiencing is not just a fleeting cold snap, but a remarkable meteorological phenomenon that's linking two continents under a shared sky. Europe, after a scorching summer that saw record-breaking heat waves and sun-drenched afternoons, is now gripped by Arctic air. The change is dramatic. Temperatures have plunged 8 to 12 degrees Celsius below what's normal for this time of year. Just weeks ago, people were seeking shade and sipping cold drinks. Now, they're bundling up and watching their breath fog in the morning air. Cities across France, Italy, Austria, and Germany are waking up to single-digit mornings, swapping summer linens for winter woolens. Shopkeepers are hurriedly changing their window displays, packing away swimsuits and sun hats in favor of thick scarves and cozy sweaters. The sudden shift has caught many off guard, with locals and tourists alike scrambling to adjust to the new reality. Meteorologists note that, at certain altitudes, it's colder than the average for deep winter. In the Alps and other highland regions, early frosts have arrived, painting the landscape with a silvery sheen. Some mountain stations are reporting temperatures that would be unusual even in January, let alone September, raising concerns for farmers and hikers alike. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic in the United States, the East and Midwest are getting an early taste of autumn. Cool air is sweeping down from Canada, sending temperatures tumbling and prompting people to dig out their jackets and boots. In cities like New York, Chicago, and Boston, the parks are filled with swirling leaves and the unmistakable scent of fall in the air. The West faces its own weather drama, with dramatic clouds gathering over the Rockies and sudden drops in temperature catching residents by surprise. While some areas see early snow dusting the mountains, others experience gusty winds and a sharp, bracing chill. But the dominant story from coast to coast is this widespread and unexpected cold. From London to Chicago, the conversation is the same. Can you believe how cold it is for September? In coffee shops and on street corners, people are swapping stories about the sudden temperature drop, comparing notes on how quickly summer seemed to vanish. It's a topic that unites strangers, sparking laughter and shared disbelief. It's a collective shiver, connecting people across continents. Whether you're waiting for a bus in Berlin or hurrying to work in Boston, the cold is a shared experience, a reminder of how weather can bring us together, even as it catches us off guard. Summer's sudden exit has everyone talking, from meteorologists to morning commuters. As headlines announce the unusual September chill, people everywhere are left wondering, is this just a brief interruption or a sign of more surprises to come this season? The UK's September has been a wild ride. First torrential rain, then a blast of Arctic air. Some areas saw a month's worth of rain in a week, followed by a dramatic temperature drop. Daytime highs struggled to reach 9 to 14 degrees Celsius, with biting winds making it feel even colder. Nights dipped to 3 to 6 degrees, bringing the risk of ground frost, especially in rural areas. Gardeners rushed to protect plants, and many of us pulled the duvet up higher. Even the Scottish mountains saw a dusting of snow, rare for September. The abrupt shift had everyone craving hot drinks and comfort food. The rain has eased, but the memory of this sudden cold snap will linger. Autumn has arrived with a bang. Mainland Europe's cold snap has tightened its grip, bringing a level of intensity not seen in years, especially across the majestic Alps. As frigid air sweeps down from the north, the region is plunged into a deep freeze, with temperatures plummeting far below seasonal norms. The iconic mountain range, usually bustling with late summer hikers, now finds itself blanketed in a thick, glistening layer of snow, transforming the landscape almost overnight. Heavy snow, up to 2 meters in some spots, has transformed once verdant pastures into a breathtaking winter wonderland, weeks ahead of schedule. The sudden arrival of winter has caught many by surprise, with local farmers and residents waking up to scenes more typical of January than early autumn. The snow has muffled the usual sounds of the countryside, creating an eerie, peaceful silence that stretches for miles. While ski resorts celebrate the early boost to their season, mountain communities are on edge. The rapid accumulation of snow has heightened avalanche risks, making mountain passes treacherous and isolating some villages. Emergency services are working around the clock, monitoring slopes and issuing warnings to keep both locals and visitors safe. The cold isn't limited to the high peaks, it's spread its icy fingers across France, Italy, Austria and beyond, reaching into bustling cities and quiet rural towns alike. In Paris, people bundle up in scarves and coats, while in the Italian countryside, olive groves and vineyards are dusted with frost. Even Austria's historic streets are shrouded in an unseasonable chill. In northern Italy and the Balkans, the story is even more dramatic. Here, the collision of cold air with lingering moisture has triggered widespread flooding concerns. Rivers are swelling rapidly, and some regions are bracing for over 200 mm of rain in just 3 days, a deluge that threatens homes, businesses, and vital infrastructure. Rivers and drainage systems are under immense pressure, with water levels rising by the hour. Emergency crews are on high alert, patrolling embankments and reinforcing flood defenses. In towns across the region, residents are stacking sandbags and preparing for the worst, hoping the barriers will hold. This dramatic shift, from scorching heat waves just weeks ago to sudden snow and relentless floods, shows how quickly Europe's weather can turn. The transition from summer to winter has been abrupt, leaving little time for communities to adjust. Europe's September has become a lesson in rapid adaptation. People are digging out winter coats and boots, schools are adjusting schedules, and local governments are scrambling to provide support. The resilience of these communities is being tested as they face challenges that would be daunting even in the depths of winter. The continent has gone from worrying about drought and water shortages to issuing flood and snow warnings in a matter of days. Snowplows and emergency vehicles now share the roads with farmers who, just last week, were irrigating parched fields. The contrast is stark and unsettling. Weather extremes are quickly becoming the new normal for Europe. As the continent faces these wild swings, the need for preparedness and resilience has never been clearer. In the US, September has delivered an early taste of autumn, especially in the central and eastern regions. A high-pressure ridge in the west is funneling cool Canadian air south, dropping temperatures well below average. Cities that sweltered in August now enjoy crisp days and cool nights. Early in the month, thunderstorms brought heavy rain and delays to major events, but a drier, chilly pattern soon settled in. Meanwhile, the West has seen unusual storminess and rain, easing drought but creating new challenges. This coast-to-coast contrast highlights the vastness of U.S. weather patterns. The forecast suggests the cool trend will linger in the east, making it feel like autumn has arrived early. The atmosphere is always shifting, keeping everyone on their toes. What's behind this sudden chill? It's all about massive air systems moving in the atmosphere. In Europe, a blocking high over the North Atlantic has diverted the usual flow, creating a corridor for Arctic air to plunge south. This atmospheric boulder traps cold air, leading to prolonged cold, rain, and mountain snow. In North America, a strong high in the west forces the jet stream to dip, letting Canadian air spill into the east. It's a delicate dance of pressure systems. Highs bring stability, lows bring storms. The current setup has created the perfect conditions for a widespread cold outbreak. These global patterns show how interconnected our weather really is. A shift in one region can ripple across continents. This September's cold snap is striking, especially after a summer of record heat. Scientists call this weather whiplash, sharp swings from one extreme to another. Europe went from heat waves to snow in the Alps in just weeks. Extreme cold isn't new. January 2024 saw Calgary hit -37 degrees Celsius, and the U.S. Midwest faced rare deep freezes. The Texas cold snap of 2021 caused chaos in a state unprepared for such cold. On the flip side, 2023 was the hottest year on record globally. These events are part of a bigger, more volatile climate picture. September 2024's early cold spanning continents is a reminder that our weather is anything but predictable. It may seem odd to mention global warming during a cold snap, but the connection is real. The Arctic is warming 4 times faster than the global average, weakening the polar vortex. As the jet stream becomes wavier, it allows frigid Arctic air to spill south more often. This wobbly jet stream theory helps explain recent cold snaps, like Texas in 2021. So, while the planet is warming overall, we're seeing more weather extremes, heat waves, floods, and yes, cold outbreaks. Climate change is making our weather more volatile and unpredictable. The reliable seasonal patterns we knew are shifting. September's cold surprise is just one example of our new, moodier climate. So, what's ahead for September? The good news, the weather is always changing. In the UK, milder southwesterly winds should return, bringing temperatures back to normal. In the US, the east will stay cool a bit longer, with brief warm-ups before more chilly air arrives. The west and central states may see a return to warmth. Wherever you are, it's a good time to embrace autumn. Layer up, enjoy a hot drink, and take in the changing leaves. This month has shown just how dynamic our weather can be. Events in the Arctic can affect temperatures right outside your door. As autumn unfolds, expect more surprises. For now, enjoy the crisp air, and stay warm.